20 years ago, I started Walk in Love, and this will be the last year that we sell shirts. But before I explain why, let me take you on a quick journey of how we got here. 20 years ago, in a college dorm room on Franklin Street in Philadelphia, I had a wild, life-changing, come-to-Jesus moment. I'd grown up a Christian, knew all the right answers, but in that moment, Jesus became real to me, and I knew I wanted to do something for him. My dad took an annual trip to Russia every year, so I figured that was a good place to start. I told him I wanted to go, he told me how much it would cost, and then I realized I needed to raise some money. So I grabbed an actual phone book, looked up a screen printer, and asked them if they could print a shirt that said, Walk in Love. The first shirts were cheap, the font was too small, but I didn't care. I just wanted to go on that trip. So I picked up my first box of shirts and sold them to friends and family. That box sent me on 2 life-changing mission trips to Russia. When I got back from my second trip, I started a 40-day fast, asking the Lord what was next. I was about to graduate college and was unsure of what my future looked like, when I had a thought, what if I just kept selling these shirts? I tried selling them online, but it was the early internet days and no one was buying. Until one day, on MySpace, I got my first order from Melissa P., who, to this day, is still buying shirts from us, and that alone makes me teary-eyed just thinking about it. Then I took an internship with a ministry and got fired, and that same box of shirts followed me from college to the internship and back home to live with my parents again. And one night I had another thought, maybe I just need better pictures. So I scrolled Facebook and found a cute girl who happened to be a photographer, and I asked her if she'd be willing to exchange t-shirts for photos. She said yes. A year later, we got married. And those photos, they worked. The brand started to grow. We built a website and the brand grew. We got a kiosk at the mall and the brand grew. We opened a store and the brand grew. We had a staff, a warehouse, and the brand grew. Until it didn't. We had growing pains, we made mistakes, and after a really hard year, we decided to shut it all down. We wandered a little, but the Lord brought us back to the business. We reopened and things flourished. We had our best years ever. Broke records, started a podcast, and we were overwhelmed by the success. We had 2 babies during those years, and we were pregnant with our third when we thought, let's move to Maui. So with 2 little kids and a pregnant wife, we sold our house, packed our bags, and moved to Hawaii for some of the best years of our lives. And during that time, the business started to falter again and again and again. And after trying, retrying, and trying again to fix those problems, we finally threw our hands up to the Lord and asked, why is this happening? What do we do? And those hard conversations led to something we never expected. Another baby, a move back to Pennsylvania, and a new job for both of us. So with 3 kids and a pregnant wife, we moved again. We started new jobs. We started praying and having conversations, praying about what the business should be, how it should operate, what we should do next. And this is the visual we landed on. Imagine a car, maybe even your first car. You drove that thing everywhere. It took you on adventures you never thought you'd go on. You loved that car. But at some point, it's not the car for you anymore. Maybe it's too small, maybe it's too old, maybe it's just not meant to take you on your next adventure. That doesn't mean the car is worthless or that you don't cherish what it was. It just means it's time to park it. And that's how we feel about Walk in Love. This journey has been beautiful. It has taken us places I never dreamed of when I was just a college kid trying to go on a missions trip. But instead of abandoning it on the side of the road, we're choosing to take it for one last ride. So this year, 2025, will be our last year of selling shirts, sweatshirts, and everything else. And then we're going to park this car. We're going to cover it up with a tarp and thank it for the journey. Maybe someday again, we'll take it out for a quick spin, or maybe one of our 4 girls will drive it when they're older. But for now, we're going on one last drive. Could we fix it up and keep going? Sure. Could we sell it? Probably. Could we just leave it on the side of the road? Maybe. But we want to honor what Walk in Love has been to us and to you. And we want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone who has helped us drive this car, who bought gas for this car, who worked in and on this car. I was just a kid when I started driving this thing, just a kid who wanted to go on a mission trip to Russia with his dad. And now, at the end of this journey, I'm a dad of my own, 4 times over, excited to see what the next car looks like and thankful for what this one has been.